Hi everyone, I hope you have a lovely day. I'm Iris Blue and I help people get fired up to their full potential. Today we're going to talk about the pain-pleasure principle. So staying motivated is a hard thing, even if you have a great goal in mind. That is why today we're going to talk about the pain and pleasure principle that I know from by Tony Robbins. In short, everything you do in life is either to gain pleasure or to avoid pain. So what does that mean, and what does that mean for your motivation? How can you use this principle to actually stay motivated the whole time? So let's take an example to really get an insight of how this principle is working. So let's take the example of you having to finish something for school. Now we all have been there, and I think we have all procrastinated this. This somehow is such a hard thing that we just don't feel like doing it. So why do we procrastinate? According to this principle, is because taking action is actually more painful in your mindset than not taking action. So doing your homework right now is boring and you don't feel like it, and not doing your homework right now gives you free time to do anything you want. So that's why, according to the pain-pleasure principle, it's always the case that taking action is more painful than not taking action. So the way to fix this is quite easy. You have to change what you associate with pain and what you associate with pleasure. And this sounds simple, but I'm going to explain to you a 3-step plan how you can do this in a bit, so you can start using this principle yourself and change your own mindset to actually make you motivated about anything you want to do. Because if you don't fix this, if you don't fix what you associate pain or what you associate pleasure with, life becomes a reaction instead of you being in control. For motivation, it's key to know your why, to know why you are doing things and how your mindset is in these situations. Because if you associate pleasure with not taking action and pain with taking action, and there's something going wrong. Before we go into the plan, the 3-step plan that you can do to actually fix that mindset and make sure that you associate different things with pain and pleasure so it actually works for you, I'm going to take you through some examples. So the first example we already did a little bit. You have to finish something for work or for your school, and you don't feel like it because it's boring and you're procrastinating it. What you link pleasure with is free time, the time to do anything you want, not working, not taking responsibility. So how can you rethink this? For example, you can think of the pleasure that you will have if you finish your work early, and the stress that you will not have when you finish your work early. So, or you can think of the fulfillment it gives to actually work or learn something that you love to do. The pain, on the other hand, you can see as the pain of not feeling that fulfillment, not feeling like you are doing something that matters, or the pain of having all that stress at the end because you're heading for the deadline and you still have nothing done. So the second example I want to give to you is when you're in a relationship. We all had relationships that came into a hard situation or felt like a lot of work, or you were in doubt if you still want to go on, or things got too serious. The pain in these situations is that things are hard, things are complicated, things take commitment. The pleasure of not going for that relationship but actually opting out is that you're free again. You don't have to commit to someone, you don't have to think about some other person's feelings, and you don't have the fear that you might feel because you actually opted out before you actually had a chance to succeed in this relationship. So how do you rethink this? You can think of the pleasure of sharing your life with someone you love. coming home, telling them about your work, going on adventures together. And you can think of the pain of being alone and isolated the rest of your life. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should be in a relationship, but these could be motivations for somebody who would love to be in a relationship or finds themselves in a relationship that is hard but still worthwhile. The third example that I want to give to you is when you have daily habits or the habit of eating well that you want to implement in your life. And I think we also all have been there, that having habits and doing the things that are good for you and eating the things that are good for you, it can be quite hard, and we all want to quit those habits or stop those habits because it can be such a hard thing to actually keep on doing. So that's the pain that you're feeling. The pleasure that you're feeling from not doing the habits is eating bad, or not going to the gym, or not doing the habit that you want to do, and having that temporary satisfaction of eating that bad stuff, having the free time, being lazy, stuff like that. So how can you rethink this? Well, think of the pleasure of being fit. Think of the pleasure of feeling in control, feeling motivated, feeling healthy. Think of, for example, when you stand up earlier than you're used to, think of the extra time you have and the pleasure of actually feeling like you had that time left in the end of the day. And when you think of the pain of, what if I head along this route and I find myself being 20 pounds heavier, or being unhealthy, or not actually accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish? What would that cost me? So, for a general rule of thumb, think about the pleasures that you will have if you do change. Think about what your life would look like, what you will feel like, and think about the pain it will cost if in 5 years you didn't change. What would you have lost? What would you have not have done? What would you not have accomplished? So think about those things when you rethink your goals, and make this pain-pleasure principle work for you. Now for a simple 3-step method that you can implement in your own life, so you can use this pain-pleasure principle to actually motivate yourself to accomplish any goal you want. Okay, step 1. Take your goal in mind, or take your situation in mind. Write down the pain that you are avoiding in the situation. Step 2. Write down the pleasures that you are gaining right now from avoiding this situation or from not changing. Step 3. Just like in the examples, rethink what you associate pain and what you associate pleasure with. What is the pleasure that you gain right now from changing and actually accomplishing your goals? And what is the pain that you will feel if in 5 years down the road you're going on right now you haven't changed anything? Keep in mind that we're always in some way are self-sabotaging ourselves, and if you want more information about that, watch my video on it. Goals are so hard and motivation is so hard to keep because in some way we are self-sabotaging, because in nature human beings are quite lazy and we like comfort. So I use this pain-pleasure principle on a daily basis to make sure I stay motivated and accomplish my goals. And I really hope that it helps for you too. Please let me know in the comments below how you used it and if it helped, because I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. If you liked it, then please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. I make new videos every other Wednesday, and they're often about mindset or about being your own boss, being your own entrepreneur, which in my opinion everybody is who wants to make something out of their lives. I will see you next time, and in the meantime, don't forget that only you have the power to make the life you dream of.